All right, boys and girls, like I said, today we are going to read one of my favorite fractured fairy tales. Now, I love the story of Goldilocks. You all probably know it too, right? Goldilocks walks into a house and she meets three All right, everybody. So we are going to read one of my favorite fractured fairy tales today. Now, it's a version of the story of Goldilocks, which you probably already know. Goldilocks goes into a house, tries some porridge, tries some chairs, lays in the beds, but it's not her porridge or chairs or beds. Who do they belong to? The three bears, that's right. So in the story we're going to read today, they changed the bears to something else. Today we're going to read Goldilocks and the Three Dinosaurs. So here's Goldilocks. She's got blonde hair, but there's three dinosaurs instead of three bears. Now the author of this story is Mo Willems. Do you know who Mo Willems is? He's an author who writes lots of funny stories for kids. He writes the Elephant and Piggy series and all the books about the pigeon and Knuffle Bunny and so many other good ones. But I like this story a lot because the illustrations are really funny. I get to do funny voices when I read it. And it's just a different kind of fairy tale. So that's why I like it so much. So today we are going to read Goldilocks and the Three Dinosaurs. And we're going to talk about what's the same and what's different. Okay, here we go. Goldilocks and the Three Dinosaurs by Mo Willems. Once upon a time, lots of fairy tales start like that, once upon a time. There were three hungry dinosaurs, Papa Dinosaur, Mama Dinosaur, and a dinosaur who happened to be visiting from Norway. One day, for no particular reason, they decided to tidy up their house, make the beds, and prepare pudding of varying temperatures. And then, for no particular reason, they decided to go someplace else. They were definitely not setting a trap for some succulent, unsupervised little girl. Definitely not. Take a look at Goldilocks' face. Does she look happy? I don't know. Let's see. Once upon a time, there's once upon a time again. There were three dinosaurs, Papa Dinosaur, Mama Dinosaur, and some other dinosaur who happened to be visiting from Norway. One day, for no particular reason, the three dinosaurs made up their beds, positioned their chairs just so, and cooked 3 bowls of delicious chocolate pudding at varying temperatures. Now, we know that the dinosaurs are different. Did you notice anything else that's different from the story? They made pudding instead of porridge, right? In the original story, she eats porridge. And I see a special clue in the illustration. Do you see it? The pigeon is somewhere on this page. Good luck finding him. Oh boy, said Papa Dinosaur in his loud booming voice. It is finally time to leave and go to the, someplace else. Yes, continued Mama Dinosaur. I sure hope no innocent little succulent child happens by our unlocked home while we are, someplace else. Har har, hargush, hargush. Then the other dinosaur made a loud noise that sounded like a big evil laugh, but was probably just a polite Norwegian expression. The three dinosaurs went someplace else and were definitely not hiding in the woods waiting for an unsuspecting kid to come by. Sure enough, 5 minutes later, a poorly supervised little girl named Goldilocks came traipsing along. Just then, the forest boomed with what could have been a dinosaur yelling, "Gotcha!" But I'm pretty sure it was just the wind. The loud noise was immediately followed by another loud noise that sounded kind of like Be patient, Papa Dinosaur. The trap is not yet sprung. But that could have been a rock falling. Or a squirrel. Either way, Goldilocks was not the type of little girl who listened to anyone or anything. For example, Goldilocks never listened to warnings about the dangers of barging into strange, enormous houses. So, as soon as Goldilocks came across a strange, enormous house, she barged right in. Do you see any clues that this is a dinosaur house? Look at the illustration. Look how high the handle is on the door. Too high for Goldilocks to reach. And the welcome mat is very big. Inside, Goldilocks immediately smelled the 3 bowls of delicious chocolate pudding. Said Goldilocks, that chocolate pudding smells delicious. If only I could get all the way up to the top of that counter. Then, Goldilocks noticed a very tall ladder that just happened to be there and certainly wasn't left on purpose. Who do you think left the ladder there? Goldilocks climbed up the ladder and found herself face to face with 3 gigantic bowls of chocolate pudding. What do you think Goldilocks is going to do? I can guess. Let's see. Whoa, look how big that bowl is. The first bowl of chocolate pudding was way too hot, but Goldilocks ate it all anyway because, hey, it's chocolate pudding, right? The second bowl of chocolate pudding was way too cold, but who cares about temperature when you've got a big bowl of chocolate pudding? Not her. The third bowl of chocolate pudding was just right, but Goldilocks was on such a roll by now, she hardly noticed. I see our special visitor again. Do you see the pigeon? Soon, Goldilocks was stuffed like one of those delicious chocolate-filled little girl bonbons, which, by the way, are totally not the favorite things in the whole world for hungry dinosaurs. Oh, tired and groggy, Goldilocks noticed 3 chairs in the living room, so she climbed down the ladder and walked out of the kitchen. The first chair was too tall. The second chair was too tall. But the third chair was too tall. Goldilocks wasn't going to climb that high just to sit in some chair, so she hiked over to the bedroom. Now that's also different from the story, right? Do you remember in the story of Goldilocks and the 3 bears? The chairs aren't all too tall. She's able to sit and try them out, so this is a different story. Also, do you see the bottom of the chair? It's a dinosaur chair. When she got there, Goldilocks noticed that the beds were also gigantically big. "What is going on around here?" groaned the exhausted girl. "The bears that live here must be nuts." Just then, the room filled with a loud, booming noise that was either a passing truck or a dinosaur gloating. "A few more minutes and she'll be asleep. Delicious chocolate-filled little girl bonbons are yummier when they're rested." Even a little girl who never listens to anyone or anything had to hear that. Do you see the dinosaurs? Goldilocks took a minute to stop and think, which was longer than she was used to stopping and thinking. "Hey," she told herself, "this isn't some bear's house. This is some dinosaur's house." Say what you like about Goldilocks, but she was no fool. As quickly as she could, she ran to the back door and got out of there. Now, is that the same or is it different from the Goldilocks story? Goldilocks runs out of the house of the 3 bears, but only after they come home and scare her. The dinosaurs are not home yet. Just then a loud plane flew by, which sounded pretty much like the trio of dinosaurs yelling, "Now!" or "Charge!" or the Norwegian expression for "Chewy bonbon time!" Suddenly, and completely coincidentally, the 3 dinosaurs rushed through the front door. But they were too late. I see something else hidden in the picture. Look at the dinosaurs. How do they feel? Goldilocks was gone, and all that was left in the house were 3 disappointed dinosaurs. The end. And the moral is, if you ever find yourself in the wrong story, leave. Take a look at Goldilocks. How does she look? She looks so happy. And look at who she's about to meet. The three bears. And the moral for Dinosaurs is lock the back door. Because if they had locked the door, would Goldilocks have been able to get out? No. The end. So, when we read Goldilocks and the Three Dinosaurs, there were a lot of things that were the same. There were 3 of these guys, 1 Goldilocks, there was a house and something to eat, and beds and chairs, but there were a lot of things that differed. So, I hope you liked reading Goldilocks and the Three Dinosaurs. Now, what you are going to do is you are going to make your own Goldilocks story. Now, Mo Willems decided to make it Goldilocks and the Three Dinosaurs, but you get to make it Goldilocks and the Three whatever you want. So you're going to go on Seesaw and you're going to click on the activity, and you can make a book cover that is decorated as Goldilocks and the Three, whatever you want. It can be people, it can be aliens, it can be animals, it can be a plant, it can be whatever you want. I can't wait to see it. And I hope you liked learning about fractured fairy tales this week. Bye.